There is a quiet moment that most people experience at least once in their life. A moment where something inside them shifts. Not loudly, not dramatically, but subtly. A moment when they realize that the people who know them the most are not always the people who protect them the most. Sometimes, the people who know you best are the ones who hold the most power over your weaknesses. Family is often described as the safest place in the world. The place where you can be honest. The place where you can be vulnerable. The place where you can say everything without fear. That is the story most people grow up believing. It is comforting, it is warm, and in some cases, it is true. But Machiavelli understood something that most people are uncomfortable admitting. Human nature does not suddenly change because someone shares your blood. Loyalty, jealousy, insecurity, pride, comparison, ambition, these forces exist inside families just as strongly as they exist in politics, business, and society. The only difference is that inside a family, the stakes are emotional instead of institutional. And emotional environments are often even more dangerous. Because in emotional environments, people do not always act rationally. They act from pride, from fear, from insecurity, from competition. They barely understand themselves. When Machiavelli observed power structures, he did not separate family from politics. To him, every human relationship contained a silent negotiation of influence, respect, and control. And the brutal truth he understood is this: the more people know about your inner world, the more leverage they hold over it. Most people leak power inside their own family without realizing it. They speak too openly about their plans. They reveal their fears. They expose their weaknesses. They share their ambitions before they are stable. They reveal their frustrations before they understand their consequences. They believe honesty guarantees protection. But honesty without strategy creates vulnerability. The problem is not that families are evil. The problem is that families are human. And humans are complicated. Inside every family there are unspoken comparisons. Who is more successful? Who is more respected? Who is more stable? Who is struggling? Who is admired? Who is falling behind? These comparisons rarely appear openly, but they exist beneath conversations, beneath advice, beneath concern. And when you reveal too much about your life, you unknowingly place your position inside those silent comparisons. That is why there are certain things Machiavelli would advise you to keep private, even from those closest to you. Not because secrecy is cruel, but because strategic silence protects independence. The first thing you should never reveal to your family is your long-term strategy. Most people make a critical mistake the moment they begin planning something meaningful. They announce it. They explain their dreams. They describe their plans. They reveal the direction they want their life to take. They expect encouragement, support, validation. But the moment a plan becomes public, it becomes vulnerable. Not always through sabotage, often through doubt. Families do not always understand ambition that moves beyond familiar territory. When someone inside a family begins thinking differently, pursuing unusual paths, unconventional goals, or strategic risks, it disrupts the existing balance. And disruption makes people uncomfortable. They may not say, "Do not succeed." Instead, they say something softer. "Be careful." Maybe that's unrealistic. You should think about something more stable. Are you sure that's a good idea? These words sound protective, and sometimes they are. But they also carry the weight of their own fears. People project their limits onto others. Machiavelli understood that the early stages of any plan are fragile. The moment too many opinions surround a plan, clarity dissolves. You begin defending instead of building. You begin explaining instead of executing. You begin questioning instead of progressing. And slowly, momentum dies before the plan even begins. That is why strategic individuals reveal plans only when outcomes are already forming. Success protects itself better than potential. The second thing you should never reveal is your deepest insecurities. Every human being carries private doubts. Doubts about their intelligence, their worth, their stability, their competence, their future. Most people believe sharing these insecurities with family creates emotional safety. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it creates something else, an invisible reference point. Once someone knows your deepest insecurity, it becomes part of how they interpret you. If you reveal that you fear failure, every struggle becomes confirmation. If you reveal that you doubt your competence, every mistake becomes reinforcement. People rarely weaponize these things intentionally, but they remember them. And memory shapes perception. Machiavelli understood perception better than most philosophers. He knew that once a perception forms, it becomes extremely difficult to reverse. If someone begins to see you as fragile, unstable, incapable, or uncertain, they will interpret your actions through that lens, even when reality changes. That is why powerful individuals reveal vulnerability carefully and selectively. Not every insecurity deserves public exposure. Strength is not the absence of vulnerability. Strength is the discipline of when and where vulnerability appears. The third thing you should never reveal is how much money you truly have or do not have. Money inside families is rarely just money. It is status. It is comparison. It is judgment. The moment your financial position becomes fully visible, dynamics shift. If you are struggling financially, you may receive advice, but you may also receive quiet loss of respect. If you are succeeding financially, you may receive praise, but you may also receive subtle resentment. People begin calculating. Who contributes more? Who owes what? Who should help whom? Financial transparency often turns emotional relationships into accounting systems. Machiavelli would say, maintain ambiguity, not deception, not lies, but discretion. Let your financial life remain your responsibility, not a family scoreboard. Because once money becomes a topic of comparison, relationships slowly transform. The fourth thing you should never reveal is your full emotional reaction to family conflict. Families argue, disagreements happen. Words are spoken that carry weight long after the moment passes. But emotional overreaction creates leverage. The moment someone knows exactly how deeply their words affect you, they understand your pressure points. They understand which topics trigger you, which criticisms destabilize you, which comparisons anger you. And once people know where your emotional boundaries are weakest, they can cross them without realizing the impact. Machiavelli believed emotional control was the foundation of authority, not suppression. Control. The person who reacts least holds the most influence. The person who reveals the least emotional turbulence creates the most stability. Inside families, stability becomes respect, and respect becomes freedom. The fifth thing you should never reveal to your family is the full extent of your independence. This may sound strange at first. After all, independence is often celebrated. It is seen as a sign of maturity, success, and personal strength. Many people believe that the more independent they appear, the more admiration they will receive from those closest to them. But Machiavelli would look deeper into human behavior and see a more complex pattern. Independence shifts power dynamics. Inside families, there is often an invisible structure of influence. Certain people guide decisions. Certain people expect to be consulted. Certain people are used to holding authority over others. These structures are rarely written down, but they exist quietly in everyday interactions. When one member of a family becomes fully independent, emotionally, financially, or strategically, it disrupts that structure. And disruption creates discomfort. People who once felt responsible for you may feel replaced. People who once advised you may feel ignored. People who once held authority may feel unnecessary. These emotions are rarely expressed directly. Instead, they appear as subtle criticism, unsolicited advice, or attempts to regain influence. You're changing. You don't listen like you used to. You think you know everything now. These phrases are not always malicious. Often they are expressions of uncertainty. But the moment you openly declare complete independence, you invite resistance. Machiavelli believed that power is best maintained quietly. True independence does not need to be announced. It is demonstrated through consistent action. The person who quietly makes their own decisions becomes respected faster than the person who constantly declares their autonomy. Independence should be visible through behavior, not broadcast through words. The sixth thing you should never reveal is your long-term weaknesses. Everyone has weaknesses. Habits they struggle to control, patterns they wish they could change, areas of discipline that still need work. But Machiavelli understood something uncomfortable about human relationships. Once someone knows your long-term weakness, they begin unconsciously expecting it to remain. Expectation becomes limitation. If you repeatedly tell your family that you are bad with discipline, they will see every delay as confirmation. If you tell them you struggle with consistency, they will assume inconsistency is part of your nature. If you tell them you are unsure of your own direction, they will interpret hesitation as permanent confusion. Even when you change, their perception may remain frozen in the version of you that once existed. This is not cruelty. It is simply how memory works. People anchor their understanding of others to past behavior. That is why personal transformation often requires distance, not necessarily physical distance, but informational distance. The less people know about your weaknesses, the more freedom you have to outgrow them. Silence becomes space. Space becomes growth. Machiavelli understood that reputation is easier to maintain than it is to repair. If people believe you are disciplined, every action reinforces that belief. If they believe you are unstable, every mistake strengthens it. So protect your weaknesses while you are strengthening them. Reveal progress later. The seventh and final thing you should never reveal is how much you truly need approval. Approval is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. Everyone wants it to some degree. Approval signals belonging. It signals acceptance. It signals safety inside social structures. But the moment people sense that you depend on their approval, influence shifts immediately. The one who needs validation loses leverage to the one who can grant it. Inside families, approval often appears as emotional validation, praise, encouragement, recognition. And when someone becomes dependent on that validation, their decisions slowly adjust to maintain it. They avoid choices that may cause disagreement. They hide opinions that may cause tension. They prioritize harmony over authenticity. Machiavelli believed that influence belongs to the person who can tolerate disapproval, not recklessly, not aggressively, but calmly. The moment you can make decisions without needing constant approval, your position changes. You become harder to pressure, harder to manipulate, harder to control, and people begin treating your decisions with more seriousness, because independence signals stability. Now understand something important. None of these lessons mean you should distrust your family completely. Machiavelli was not teaching people to become cold or isolated. He was teaching them to understand human nature realistically. Love can exist alongside competition. Support can exist alongside comparison. Concern can exist alongside doubt. Families contain all of these emotions simultaneously. The mistake most people make is assuming love eliminates the others. It does not. Strategic individuals accept this complexity without becoming bitter. They simply become more disciplined about what they reveal. They share warmth without oversharing vulnerability. They offer respect without surrendering autonomy. They maintain connection without sacrificing strategic silence. Because the most powerful form of influence inside any relationship, family included, is calm self-possession. The person who speaks carefully, reveals selectively, and moves strategically become someone others instinctively respect, not because they are secretive, but because they are stable, and stability is rare. Machiavelli understood that the strongest individuals are not those who dominate conversations, explain every intention, or seek constant agreement. The strongest individuals are those who understand when silence protects strength, when restraint protects independence, when patience protects positioning. If you have been revealing too much about your life, do not see that as a mistake. See it as awareness. Awareness changes behavior, and behavior changes outcomes. From now on, speak with intention. Reveal only what strengthens your position. Build your life quietly before announcing it loudly. Because when your results become visible, explanations are no longer necessary. If this perspective challenged the way you think about family, reflect on it carefully. Strategic awareness does not destroy relationships. It strengthens the boundaries that protect them. Stay thoughtful, stay disciplined, and remember, the strongest moves in life are often the quietest ones. If this sharpened your thinking, stay connected with this channel. We explore human nature, power, and psychological strategy without illusions, only realism. And if this message made you reconsider something you once shared too easily, comment below. Because sometimes the most powerful realization is not what you say next. It is what you choose not to say anymore.